we're talking about EVs, because this is an issue, right? And you're not too thrilled with the idea of...
Let's put it like this. I'm not sold on electric vehicles because you're going to still have to have some form of gas to run this earth. So trains run off of gas. Different trucks transport our food by diesel. So all it takes is one EMP to knock out our electrical system or knock out a main grid, and then where are you going to get your electrical charges from? So it doesn't make sense. So if you create a factory that has all electric and you make it mandatory, it's not going to be so productive if your grids and stuff start going down. You just don't have any way to charge it. And it's not good for the stock market because people are putting their money into diesel fuel, gas, natural gas. So it just doesn't make sense to mandate going to a totally electric company.
Yeah, so what I've been reading is that the Biden administration is pushing to mandate a much higher percentage of EVs being produced, right? Like something like 60% instead of like 5 of the market by 2030 or this is ballpark, is just off the top of my head, but they want to increase it a lot. Right?
Okay, so who all has that money to buy all those cars? There's a lot of people that can't even afford the electric vehicles because they cost more. They cost more to maintain. So who has that type of money if you're just a working class?
I think they're giving an incentive of like $7,500 of tax rebates or something for
$7,000 for a vehicle. So
yeah.
Say you make a Continental car from Ford's. Most of those cars are $150,000. What does $7,000 do for a person? To me, that's not a lot of money. I don't think it makes a dent. And I think that if they were to force that to go to the electrical vehicles, they now have to find a workforce that's willing to come in and work, and they have to train them. So they're still starting from scratch. So you got to have a certain amount of gasoline, I think, to run some things here, if you don't want everything to turn into chaos.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing about the possible effects on auto workers is that they'll shift to EVs. They'll need people to work making batteries, and but there are fewer parts in the EVs, so they'll need fewer people, and they'll lay people off from the gas powered, the gas the combustion engine factories, and they'll need fewer people for the EVs.
Well, they could say that with the gas ones if they wanted to automate a lot of stuff. I guess with AI, they're going to try to do that anyway. So it's not necessarily fewer parts on an electrical vehicle. It just, they feel like it's more efficient. And I look at the fact that when Texas had the storm a couple years ago, and there was a snowstorm, which they say Texas never gets snow, and half the people froze to death because they had a lot of electrical windmill powered stuff in their house. So I don't find it beneficiary to just go totally electric.
Okay, so we're in Michigan. It gets really cold.
Where it gets really cold. I don't see that.
Isn't there, do you see a push from, the governor, from the state government for, renewable power, wind power, solar power, all this stuff? Is that happening here?
It's happening a little bit, and you go by certain areas and you'll see where DTE has put up their solar panels, but I don't really see the big windmills that much that are generating the power. So what do you do in Michigan when you have a cloudy day and you're not getting the sun? There's a certain kind of solar panel you're going to need to generate power. So I don't think it's effective. I think that you need to still have both. You need to have your natural gas, your regular gas that goes in your vehicles, your diesel gas, your trains are running by them. It doesn't make sense to have an airplane that's all electric and then somebody sets off an EMP and then your plane, you have electrical airplane, and your airplane gets hit with the EMP and then it falls out of the sky. That doesn't make sense. So when you're gas, you're still in more control of the airplane, unless you have some kind of mechanical failure. So it just doesn't make sense to have an all-electric airplane that could possibly fall out the sky because somebody sends a current. That doesn't make sense to me.
So this is the Biden administration pushing the stuff, pushing the electric vehicles of all kinds.
He is.
And I have heard that Trump is planning to come here to this plant next week.
Wow.
I heard that
Amazing.
he has plans to come here instead of doing the Republican debate.
Okay.
What do you think about the whole, obviously he has a different take on things. What do you think about the whole political situation as it pertains to auto workers and EVs and just all of this stuff?
I think that it's good that he's actually going to come and visit. Some people don't like him, but I just say weigh it between when he was in office and what's going on now. So which spot was your life at a better place? Is it at a better place now? So versus him having $1 and something gas prices, and we're having like $4 gas prices now, some 5, 6, 7 in other states. Does it really make sense? So I'm more like, I'm an independent voter, and I judge it on who's doing work and getting stuff done. It's the bottom line. So if I see results, that person's going to get my vote. So that's how I gauge it.
Do you think that's in Wayne, Michigan? Do you think that's a common perspective?
I don't necessarily think it's a common perspective, but if you go in some of the more outlying areas in the country, I think a lot of people think like that. Me personally, I like to see results. I want to see some results. Outside of that, you're just talking. So I don't dislike the man. I don't have anything against him.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say about electric vehicles?
Yeah, get out and vote, y'all, so this stuff can change. Vote. Vote. Please vote.
Okay.
But no, I don't like a fully electrical car. Me personally, I have a hybrid. It works great. Because if the battery goes out, it can still run off of gas. If the gas goes out, it can still run off electric. So I got the best of both worlds.
In a cold Michigan winter, that works for you.
It runs.
Right.
I've never had a problem. What can I say? It works.
Okay. All right. Anything else you wanted to say about EVs? Or have we covered it?
Don't do it. You'll be sorry. DTE is charging you extra money between the hours of 2 and 7 for charging anything when you're getting off of work and you're coming home. You look at your electric bills. They're much higher, but they're not really telling you you're getting charged more between the hours of 2 and 7. Don't do it.
All right.
We good.